Complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 3, Section 4, Vedanta in its application to Indian life. Part 2. The second great idea which the world is waiting to receive from our Upanishad is the solidarity of this universe. Solidarity of this universe. The old lines of the demarcation and differentiation are vanishing rapidly. Electricity and steam power are placing the different part of the world in the intercommunication with each other. And as a result, we Hindus no longer say that every country belong beyond our own land is peopled with demons and hobgoblins. Nor do the people of Christian countries say that India is only peopled by cannibals and savages. When we go out of our country, we find the same brother men with the same strong hand to help, with the same lips to say God's spirit, God's speed. And sometimes they are better than in our country in which we are born. When they come here, they find the same brotherhood and the same cheer and the same Godspeed. Our Upanishads say that the cause of all misery is ignorance, and that is perfectly true when applied to every state of life, either social or spiritual. It is ignorance that makes us hate each other. It is through ignorance that we do not know and do not love each other. As soon as we come to know each other, love must come. For are we not one? Thus we find solidarity coming in spite of itself. Thus we find solidarity coming in spite of itself. Even in politics and social, problems that were only nationally 20 years ago can no more be solved on national grounds only. They are assuming huge proportions, gigantic shapes. They can only be solved when looked at the bordered light of international grounds. International organization, international combination, and international laws are the cry of the day. That shows the solidarity in the science. Every day they are coming into a similar broad view of matter. You speak of matter. The whole universe has one mass, one ocean of matter, in which you and I, sun and moon, and everything else are but the names of different little whirlpools and nothing more. Mentally speaking, it is one universal ocean of thoughts in which you and I are similar, like whirlpools, and has it moved not, and has it spirit it moved not, it changed not. It is one unchangeable, unbreakable, homogeneous Atman. The cry for morality is coming out also, and that is to be found in our books. The explanation of morality, the fountain of ethics that also the world wants, and that it will get here. What do we want in India? If foreigners want these things, we want them 20 times more. Because, in spite of the greatest of the Upanishads, in spite of our boosted ancestry of sages, compared to many other races, I must tell you that we are weak. We are weak, very weak. First of all, is our physical weakness. That physical weakness is the cause of at least one third of our miseries. We are lazy, we cannot work, we cannot combine, we do not love each other, we are instantly selfish. Not three of us can come together without hating each other, without being jealous of each other. That is the state in which we are hopelessly disorganized, mobs, immensely selfish, fighting each other for centuries as to whether a certain mark is to be put on our forehead. This way or that way, writing volumes and volumes upon such momentous questions as to the whether the look of a man spoils my food or not. This is what we have been doing for past few centuries. We cannot expect anything high from the race whose whole brain energy has been occupied in such wonderfully beautiful problems and researches. And are we not ashamed of ourselves? Yeah, sometimes we are. But though we think these things frivolously, frivolously, we cannot give them up. We speak of many things parrots like, but never do them. Speaking and not doing has become a habit with us. What is the cause of that? Physical weakness. This sort of weak brain is not able to do anything. We must strengthen it. First of all, our young men must be strong. Religion will come afterward. Be strong, my young friends. That is my advice to you. You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of Gita. These are bold words, but I have to say them, for I love you. I know where the shoes pinch. I have gained a little experience. You will understand the Gita better with your biceps, your muscles a little stronger. You will understand the mighty genius and the mighty strength of Krishna better with the little of the strong blood in you. You will understand the Upanishads better and the glory of Atman when your body stands firm upon your feet and you feel yourself as man. Thus, we have to apply these to our needs. People get disgusted many times at my preachings Advaitism. I do not mean to preach Advaitism or Dvaitism or any ism in the world. The only ism that we require now is this wonderful idea of the soul, its eternal might, its eternal strength, its eternal purity, and its eternal might, its eternal strength, its eternal purity, and its eternal perfection. If I had a child, I would from its very birth begin to tell it, Thou art the pure one. You have read in one of the Puranas the beautiful story of Queen Madalasa, how as soon as she has a child, she puts her baby with her own hands in a cradle, and how as a cradle rocks to and fro, she begins to sing, Thou art the pure one, the stainless, the sinless, the mighty one, the great one. Yeah, there is much in that. Feel that you feel that you are great and you become great. What will I get has my experience all over the world is the question. They may talk about sinners, and if all Englishmen really believes that they are or they were sinners, Englishmen would be no better than the Negroes in the Central Africa. God bless them that they do not believe it. On the other hand, the Englishman believes he is born the Lord of the world. He believes he is the great and can do anything in the world. If he wants to go to the sun or moon, he believes he can, and that makes him great. If he had believed his priest and that he was a poor, miserable sinner and going to barbecue through all eternity, he would not be the same Englishman that he is today. So I find in every nation that, in spite of priests and superstitions, the divine within lives and asserts itself. We have lost faith. Would you believe me? We have less faith than the Englishman and woman. A thousand times less faith. These are the plain words, but I say this, I cannot help it. Don't you see how Englishmen and women, when they catch our ideals, become mad, as it were, and although they are the ruling class, they come to India to preach their own religion, notwithstands the jerk and ridicules of their own countrymen. How many of you could do that, and why cannot you do that? Do you not know it? You know more than they do. You are more wise than is good for you. That is your difficulty. Simply because your blood is only like water, your brain is slowing, your body is weak. You must change the body. Physical weakness is the cause and nothing else. You have talked of reforms, of ideas, and all these things for the past 100 years. But when it comes to the practice, you are not to be found anywhere till you have discussed the whole world, and very name of reform is a thing of ridiculous. And what is the cause? Do you not know? You know too well. The only cause is that you are weak, weak and weak. Your body is weak, your mind is weak, and you have no faith in yourself. Centuries and centuries, 1,000 years of crushing tyranny of caste and kings and foreigners and your own people have taken out all your strength by breathing. Your backbone is broken and you are like downtrodden worms. You will give your strength. Let me tell you, strength is what we want. And the first step is getting strength is to uphold the Upanishad and believe I am the soul. Me, the sword cannot cut, nor the weapon pierce. Me, the fire cannot burn. Me, the air cannot dry. I am the omnipotent. I am the omniscient. So repeat these blessed, saving words. Do not say we are weak. We can do anything in everything. What can we not do? Everything can be done by us. We all have the same glorious soul. Let us believe in it. Have faith, has Nachiket. At the time of his father's sacrifice, faith came unto Nachiket. Yeah, I wish that faith would come to each of you, and every one of you would stand up a giant and a world mover with the gigantic intellect and infinite God in every respect. That is what I want you to become. This is the strength that you get from the Upanishad. This is the faith that you get from there. Yeah, but it was only for the sannyasins. Rahasya. The Upanishad were in the hands of the sannyasin. He went into the forest. Shankara was a little kind and said, even grahastya means household may study the Upanishad. It will do them good and it will not hurt them. But still, the idea is that the Upanishad talked only in the forest life of the recluse. As I told you the other day, the only commentary, the authoritative commentary on the Vedas has been made once and for all by him who inspires the Vedas, by Krishna in Gita. It is there for everyone in every occupation of life. This conception of Vedanta must come out, must remain not only in the forest, not only in the caves, but they must come out to work at the bar and the bench, in the pulpit and in the cottage of a poor man, with the fishermen that are catching fish and with the students that are studying. They call to every man, woman, and child, whatever be their occupation, be, whatever they may be, and what is there to fear? How can a fisherman and all this carry out of the ideals of Upanishad? The way has been shown. It is infinite. Religion is infinite. None can be beyond it. And whatever you do sincerely is good for you. Even the least thing well done brings marvelous results. Therefore, let everyone do what little he can. If a fisherman thinks that he is the spirit, he will be a better fisherman. If a student thinks that he is a spirit, he will be better student. If a lawyer thinks that he is a spirit, he will be better lawyer, and so on. And the result will be that the caste will remain forever. It is in the nature of the society to form itself into the groups, and what will go will be this privilege. Caste is a natural order. I can perform one duty in a social life and you another. You can govern a country and I can mend a pair of old shoes, but that is no reason why you are greater than I. And for can you mend my shoes? Can I govern the country? I am clever in mending shoes. You are clever in reading the Vedas, but that is no reason why you should tramp on my head. Why is one commit? Why is if one commit murder should be praised, and if another steal an apple, why should it be hanged? This will have to go. Caste is good. That is only natural way of solving life. Men must form themselves into groups, and you cannot get rid of that. Wherever you go, there will be caste, but that does not mean that there should be this privilege. They should be knocked on the head. If you teach Vedanta to a fisherman, will say, I am a good a man has you. I am a fisherman. You are a philosopher, but I have the same God in me as you have in you. And that is what we want. No privilege for anyone. Equal chance for all. Let everyone be taught that the divine is within and everyone will work out his own salvation. Liberty is the first condition of the growth. It is wrong, 1,000 times wrong. If any of you dare to say, I will work out the salvation of this woman or child, I am asked again and again, and what I think of the widow problem and what I think of the woman question. Let me answer once for all. Am I a widow that you ask me that nonsense? Am I a woman that you ask me that question again and again? Who are you to solve woman's problem? Are you the God, Lord God, that you should rule over every widow and every woman? Hands off. They will solve their own problems. O tyrants attempting to think that you can do anything for anyone. Hands off. The divine will look after all. Who are you to assume that you know everything? How dare you, O blasphemer, that you have the right over God? For don't you know that every soul is a soul of God? Mind your own karmas. A load of karma is there in you to work out. Your nation may put you upon a pedestal. Your society may cheer you up to the skies, and the fools may praise you. But he helps, but he sleeps not, and retributes, and retribution will sure to follow, here or hereafter. Look upon every man, woman, and everyone has God. You cannot help anyone, you can only serve. Serve the child of Lord. Serve the Lord Himself. If you have the privilege, if the Lord grants that you can help any one of His child, blessed you are. Do not think too much of yourself. Blessed you are that the privilege was given to you when others had it not. Do it only as a worship. I should see God in the poor, and it is for my salvation that I go and worship them. The poor and the miserable are for our salvation, so that we may serve the Lord, coming in the shape of the diseased, coming in the shape of the lunatic, leper, and the sinner. Bold are my words, and let me repeat that it is greatest privilege in our life that we are allowed to serve the Lord in all these shapes. Give up the idea that by ruling over others you can do any good to them, but you can do just as much as you can in the case of the plants. You can supply the growing seed with the materials for the making up of its body, bringing to it the earth, water, the air that it wants. It will take all that it wants by its own nature, and it will assimilate and grow by its own nature. Bring all light into the world. Light bring light. Let light come unto everyone. The task will not be finished till everyone has reached the Lord. Bring light to the poor and bring more light to the rich, for they require it more than the poor. Bring light to the ignorant and more light to the educated, for the vanities of the education of our time are tremendous. Thus bring light to all and leave rest unto the Lord. For in the words of the same Lord, to work, to work you have the right and not to fruits thereof. Let not your work produce results for you, and at the same time may you never be without work. Let not your work produce results for you, and at the same time may you never be without work. May he you thought such grand ideas. May he who thought such grand ideas to our forefathers ages ago help us to get strength to carry into practice his command. Help us to get strength to carry into practice his command.